So today let's take a look at OOS Diwali build. Now by the time this video comes out, there would have already been several videos about this ROM, and most of you guys would be very familiar with this ROM. So if you ask me what's different in this video, now I'd say that this is kind of like a long-term review. Everyone knows the features of this ROM and how to install this. Now most of you guys would also probably be using this ROM right now. So this is like my long-term review, and if someone wants to install this ROM in the future, this is what it's like to live with this ROM. Let me show you guys the system version. Now it's Android 10 and beta 9 of OOS. Now I have the stock kernel here for reviewing. I also tried out Xenos kernel, which I'll tell you how it works later. I'm not going to explain the features of this ROM and the general things. This is like a long-term review, and I'll be discussing on what niggles I faced and how the performance held up and everything like that. So to start up with the review, I like to talk about the developers first. Initially when this ROM launched, it had a very massive bug where if you root the phone, your system partition would get wiped. I like to appreciate the developers for what they did. They immediately took down the ROM and they updated it. Now the updated version doesn't have any problems at all. You can safely root the phone, which I did. I am rooted here currently. If you look at the changelog, it says bugless, and that's almost true. Like, this is a very stable ROM, and I like to discuss two things that people relate to. So the first thing that people relate to is that they say if you want good battery life, go for MIUI. Now that's not been my case. MIUI has good battery backup, but this ROM has managed to give me almost similar to MIUI battery backup, if not better. So I can't talk about the exact numbers as my battery is pretty worn out, and it wouldn't be relevant if I talk about that. But it gives excellent battery life. The next thing people say is if you want a good gaming ROM, go for MIUI. That's also becoming not true, because in recent updates I've noticed that MIUI is lagging a lot and the performance dips very soon. As soon as you start playing in the first 5-10 minutes, it would heat up and the performance throttling would be massive. Now it's so massive to the point that the touch response will start lagging and everything, the general performance goes down. So that's not been the case with OOS ROMs lately. It's a general trend I'm seeing that the quality of MIUI is going down, whereas the quality of custom ROMs for this phone is going up. That's a good trend, and I like the developers. I appreciate the developers. Especially these OOS ROMs are becoming rock solid now. The community loves them. I've seen many people here. The Telegram group is alive. It's absolutely alive. So by the point I'm making this video, the next version is already going to come out, and the developer has already, it's like a teaser here. So now let's talk about this ROM. First of all, what I want to talk about is performance, the general performance and how the ROM has held up, how the app launch speeds are. Now I've been using this phone daily. All my daily apps are installed. Everything I need is currently installed and running. I have not restricted anything in this ROM. I've been using it like this is my primary device. So just for your guys' information, this is my primary device. So if you want to talk about how the performance has held up and how the app launch speeds are, it's still very good. This ROM is not showing any signs of slowing down or anything like that. It still runs great. App launches are fast. It's very rapid. Even the gaming performance is rock solid. Battery life has also not taken any massive dives, which I have noticed with some ROMs, that if I use it quite as often, like this is my primary phone and I use my phone in a very demanding way. So if I use my phone like that, the battery life tends to, initially when I set up the ROM, it will be very good, but after a while it tends to dip down quite steeply. But that has not been the trend with this ROM. The battery life is quite good. And I'll be doing a performance comparison of this ROM too. Did I face any niggles? That's the next question. Mostly no. I did find an issue with the add-on Dolby. This is not it. This is for voice recording. The Dolby that is given as an add-on for this ROM, I like it, but the thing is it keeps resetting to the default profile. I tried to turn off the battery optimization as well as any background killing things. I've also tried to lock it in the recent screen, but it didn't work for me. It didn't help. So that was a problem. Apart from that, it's a rock solid ROM. Android 10 has come very far. It's become rock solid now. Particularly this ROM, I did not face any bugs or issues, and it's just getting better. I like the new game mode as well. OnePlus updated it recently. I quite like the UI changes they made and it's very good. All those features still remain as well. And yeah, because it's a OnePlus 7 build, it has some more advancement in terms of the animations and how it generally feels like. The general fluidity of the ROM is very good. I like it. Now I've also tried this ROM with Geno's kernel and the experience has been mixed of sorts. Now I'll tell you, like, when I installed Geno's kernel R11, 11.2, the initial R11 builds, the performance in gaming profile was a bit downhill. Yeah, and that has been it. And the heating has also been increased. I don't know why. Usually Geno's kernel doesn't heat up, but I've installed revision 12. That's working better now. Now to talk about the how this ROM ages. It ages pretty well. Now as this is a long-term review, I'd like to end the review by, because sorry for me not showing any features. This is just me talking about the ROM on how my experience is. So if we talk about the community of this ROM, just like I mentioned in my one of my, I think my first video of the Pixel 4 port, the community is absolutely alive for this ROM and you can expect help very quickly. And yeah, the developers are very friendly too. Even the developers respond quite often in the Telegram group, which I link in the description. How this ROM is like as a daily driver. This ROM reminds me of the initial MIUI updates. It's a quality update. The initial MIUI ROMs were very good. They offered solid performance. It was rock solid, the stability, and the gaming performance was very good for this configuration, for this hardware. Now what's happening now is MIUI, the tables are turning. Now MIUI updates have become very less stable. The performance has gone down drastically. It's taken a nosedive, but the OOS ROMs are becoming the new best. It's just taking this phone one step above. Now these developers are also acting pretty quickly. If they find an issue, they'll patch it up very quickly. Most of the time there are no issues. And yeah, it's been a very good experience for me. So thank you for listening to my video, guys. I'll talk to you as soon as the next ROM drops. I'll try to make a full-fledged review with all the features and stuff. But yeah, I got caught in some academics. That's why I'm doing a long-term review now.